All right, hello animation students. Welcome to the first day of your Illustrator lessons. Now, this is how it's going to work. You're going to get some video lessons that we're going to play in class, but you're also going to move at your own pace if you want. And I will be there to answer questions and walk around to see if you guys need help. But before we even begin opening up Illustrator, we have to get our lesson files. Throughout this unit, we're going to actually be using files that are given to us, and we're going to open them up in Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to use them to practice. Okay, so before we do all that, I've already uploaded them to Canvas. So follow along with me. So that's actually our main goal today, is to get our files and our folders in the right spot. It's so important that we stay organized, that this is your only lesson. And you may have some time at the end of class if you were able to do this successfully. But don't skip this step and don't kind of halfway do it. You really need to put some effort to make sure that this is clear and clean so that you never have to keep searching and get frustrated to find what you're looking for. Okay, this step today is going to save you lots of headache later if you follow it correctly. All right, so follow along with me. It's not hard, but there are some steps that we need to do. All right, so let's follow me. So yesterday we did, if you go into Canvas, you'll see yesterday on the 13th of September, we did Urban Legends in class presentations. So today's Tuesday, and click on Set Up Your Illustrator Workspace, which is on Tuesday. So that, again, is in Canvas. You should already be there. Next thing we need to do is we need to, and you should see a video here, which is the video I'm recording now, and it'll walk you through everything. Now you can do it, if you're doing it on your own, you can do it at 2x speed with headphones. In class, this is going to be a regular speed. So right now it says download me into your U drive. Whoa, Mr. Juarez, we actually get our U drive on these Macs? The answer is absolutely yes. When you sign in, it links your U drive. So if you had your access all over middle school or even elementary school, you still have your files. You're actually going to see those today on your Mac. How cool is that? So let me show you where it's at. So your U drive is located down here, right? It's located down here. It's the little planet Earth, right, on the right-hand side. And you didn't even know it. You had it there all the time. So if you click that little U drive, boom, guess what? It may come up with some things, just hit OK if it gives you a message. But, of course, here's your username, and here are all the files. Here are my files that I've used in the past, right? I used to teach digital medias here, AP Computer Science Principles here. There's all my files. You're going to have different files. I don't know what you used it, but I'm going to show you how to organize things. So if you haven't already done so, you notice that I have an animation 01. To create a new folder, right, you can go up to here and basically create a new folder on this little cog, this cog wheel, or you can just right click and hit new folder, right? And if you don't have the right click enabled on your mouse, which you should have already done, you can hold down Control and then click. But right click, create a new folder, and then name it 01 animation. Okay, do that now. As you're creating your folders, listen to my voice. So what's happening here is you're creating a folder. 01, you're basically giving it a structure. So some of you may have this, and if you could look up over here and say, Mr. Juarez, my folders don't look like that, right? They look where my mouse is up here. See these little icons? They're the way that it looks. Maybe yours looks like this. Whoa. All these folders, that's what you see. But maybe you have a ton of folders because you've been with the district a long time. If you click on, this is where you kind of have a view of what's in there, right? There's lots of views in Macs, right? The Mac OS has lots of views. So you're going to actually go to the second one. I like to use this one a lot because it puts everything in order. And if you put 01, 02, 03, let's just say I want my, I'll say my Google Drive that I've linked. And I'm going to want 04 on there. And guess what? When I hit 04, it puts it in there. So if you actually number your folders in the priority that you want them, they'll be able to link up. And that way, every time you open your U drive, you don't have to keep hunting for the right folder because you have the folder right in front of you. For me, I would like for animation to be 01. So you know that this is the folder we're always going to work in. This is important because you're going to be going in and out of this folder all of the time in this class. You don't want to be picking, hunting, and trying to figure out the whole sequence. I'm trying to make it easier for us, and especially for turning in work. When you're working with your Google Docs, this is going to help you too. So now that you're in your animation folder, you've created one, I want you to click it and I want you to drag it over like I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I want you to click it and I want you to drag it. See, it creates a little blue line at the top, right up on top of AirDrop, and let it go. Boom. Now you've just created a shortcut. What, Mr. Waters? I want you to see that again. All right. So you click this and you click and hold it and then you just drag it over. I don't want to create another one, and then you just let it go when it's there. So, and click, drag, and then let go. All right. And that's what, and that it'll create this little animation at the very top. So now you don't have to keep going to your U drive at the planet and do all these different things. And it's easier for you to find your workspace. So you double click that animation. All right. Now every time you click that, it's going to shortcut right to your animation folder. That's where we want all your files, right? We don't want it in the desktop and we don't want it in the downloads. We want it in your animation folder that's in your U drive. So here's Illustrator. It's already made. When you click your animation, you may have an empty folder. Right click again, create new folder, and create Illustrator, make Illustrator, right? You're going to create an Illustrator folder, and that's where we're going to start, right? Here's your Illustrator folder. And once you made the Illustrator folder, we're going to stop. So I'll give you a minute to do that. All right. Click Illustrator folder. I may pause this video. All right. If I didn't pause it, I just kind of like took a breath and went ahead. That's cool. Let's continue to the next part. Now we're going to put all these lesson folders. We'll come back to Canvas. So we're back in Canvas. Now we're in Canvas, but we need to grab these files. Throughout this lesson, or all these lessons, these files are going to be opening in Illustrator, and they're going to be practice files. So we can actually work on the same things together, and we can learn through these projects. Instead of reading a book, we have projects and files that we already made so that you can learn and walk through these. And they could be some things as printing out a t-shirt logo. You'll have the template, a template for working on some graphics. All of these things are going to be taught to you in the lesson, but we need these lessons. This is the most important part of this section, right? Because again, we want to know where everything is at. So here it says, download me into your U drive, right? The problem is you have to do a couple of steps now. Don't get lost. Hit pause, hit rewind, take a breath if you need to. I'm giving you the entire class period to do this right? I'll be checking up on you. This whole class period has to be done right. So here we go. Download me into your U drive. You're going to click that, and it's going to give you this dialog. Don't mess with anything here. It's going to give you errors. But if you come up here where it says download, right up here, okay, I'm kind of making a big deal about it. Download, you're going to download this file. It's going to bring down a dialog box, right? For this particular one, we have to do a couple of steps before we put it in our Illustrator/animation folder, right? So we're going to actually put this one on our desktop. Hopefully this is the last one we need to do, but it may not be. So you're going to click on your desktop, and then you're going to hit save. Again, click on your desktop over here. All right, and then you're going to hit save over here. Okay, this area right here, okay? Hit save. So what it's going to do is going to download. Boom. See, now there it goes. It brought down the Illustrator, and it's blinking, so it's still downloading. And if you look over here, it's already downloaded on your desktop. Okay, very cool. A zip file. A zip file, ladies and gentlemen, is a container. This isn't a folder. It isn't a file. That's why it has a zipper, because it's everything, all the files are inside. We've got to take them out of the container. If you try to work with it with Illustrator, you're going to get all these errors. So we need to do this. Don't skip this step. We need to open this. So the way we open it is we basically double click it, right? And see it's expanding. It takes everything out. All of a sudden, what appears is a second folder, right? A second folder of lessons, right? So once you get this second folder of lessons, I want you to click on Illustrator, right click it. Okay, again, it's doing this again. Click on Illustrator, right click it, and move it to the trash. We don't want to see it anymore, right? As a matter of fact, we want it so far away is I want you to come down here and I want you to right click the trash and I want you to empty the trash, right? It's going to give you a dialog box, empty that trash. So the only thing you're left with, or you should be left with on your desktop, is these lesson folders, right? This entire folder needs to go into this Illustrator. If you don't have a window up anymore, It's, oh my gosh, Mr. Waters, where'd it go? What you need to do is locate the command button, which is right next to the space bar, the command button. And then you just need to hit the up arrow. Okay? Hit the command button and up arrow. And you're going to get this dialog box back. Anytime you want to just pull up that Finder window, click anywhere on the desktop. If you're working another program, you still need to click that desktop over here, right? And then you hold down command and hit the up arrow. And there it is. Click on your shortcut of animation, right? Here it is, animation shortcut. And then double click that Illustrator folder that you made, right? And then I want you to drag this entire lesson folders. I want you to drag it into that Illustrator, right? And it's going to load it up, right? It's pretty fast. It should be pretty fast, the network drive. So you're going to be loading it up. So now you have your lesson folders inside Illustrator, right? So double click the lesson folders, and guess what? You have all your lessons. I'm going to go ahead and hit the little organization file. I'm going to do it again for this one too, right? I'm going to hit it over, go back, lessons. And it's good to keep all of your files in this little file format. That way you don't get confused when they start changing. So animation, then Illustrator, then lessons, and then here are all your lessons for lesson 0 to all the way to lesson 16. This is the final part of the lesson, guys. That's all it is basically making sure that you can do this. This is when you know you did it right, all right? And here's kind of like the final test. Oh, by the way, when you go back to your canvas, you don't need this anymore. Hit close up here, and then you can exit out. I'm going to minimize this. So if you have a blank screen, this is your master test. The test is if you can go ahead and hit command up arrow, bring up this dialog box, hit animation, click on Illustrator, click on lessons, and then you see all of your all 16 lessons here, right? And you should have all these cool lessons ready to go, and we're ready to begin our Illustrator lessons tomorrow. So it has to be in the U drive. So you're going to notice that you have this lesson folder and the one that you have on the desktop. This is the last crucial step. It's a cleanup job. I know I told you the other one was the last step, but this is actually the real last step. Let's right click this and move the trash. If you want to be extra, we can, extra's awesome. We want to click that lesson folder and you can drag it and pull it into the trash can, drop it off into the trash can, right? And then we're going to right click this trash can and empty it, right? The reason why we want to remove the zip and we want to remove the lesson files is because sometimes you're going to, on habit, go for the lesson files on your desktop and open up that file. And then when you open up the next day, you're going to open up a different lesson file and you're going to get confused. So this is good practice for all of your stuff that you work in the digital world. Be organized, be clear, be clean. And every time you're working with our files, you're going to find out, and using this particular shortcut, that it's going to be so much easier to find everything you want. So next time you download a PDF for your Google Doc, instead of putting it in downloads or putting it in applications or in the desktop, you put it in your animation folder. It'll pop up here. And next time when you have to drop something into Canvas, it's always there. You're organized. You are on the top of your game, and it is awesome. And we enjoy it. So that's it for today's lesson, guys. If you did that, the rest of the time is yours. Enjoy it. Catch up on some homework, turn some stuff in, catch up with my work, or just hang out and just chill, watch a YouTube video that's exciting but appropriate for school. This is Mr. Juarez. Until next time, I'm signing out. Over and out. Bye.